Hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for another video. I am here to talk about a new book that I just read called More Than Meets the Eye by Witemeyer. Firstly, I really hope I said that name right. And secondly, I literally just finished the book like 2 seconds ago. I received an e-copy of the book, so I got to read it on my phone. I just finished it literally minutes before sitting down to make this video, and my heart is exploding with all of these feelings. Before I get too deep into the review, as always, first I'm going to start by sharing with you guys the summary of the book. Many consider Evangeline Hamilton cursed, orphaned at a young age and possessing a pair of mismatched eyes, one bright blue and the other dark brown. Eva has fought to find her way in a world that constantly rejects her. Yet the support of even one person can help overcome the world's judgments, and Eva has two, Seth and Zach, two former orphans she now counts as her brothers. Seeking justice against the man who stole his birthright and destroyed his family, Logan Fowler arrives in 1880s Pecan Gap, Texas, to confront Zach Hamilton, the hardened criminal responsible for his father's death. Only instead of finding a solitary, ruthless gambler, he discovers a man not much older than himself with an unusual family. When Zach's sister, Evangeline, insists on dousing Logan with sunshine every time their paths cross, Logan finds his quest completely derailed. Who is truly responsible for his lost legacy, and will restoring the past satisfy it, even if it means forfeiting a future with Evangeline? I'm sorry, does that not sound swoon-worthy to you, or is the microphone not working? First of all, I have never read anything by Witemeyer before, so this was a really fun surprise for me. I received a free copy of this book in exchange for an honest review by Bethany House, so it's safe to say that I took a gamble on this author and her story because I'd actually never heard of her before. Shocking, considering I'm a member of the Instagram bookish community. Why have I never made the connection? This book is filled with so much good humor. I was astounded, actually, at the amount of humor that was in the book. I was not expecting that. I think a lot of times historical books can sometimes be a little bit serious, especially considering that, you know, history, people were a lot more serious anyways back in the day than they might be now. And I think that that sometimes comes across a little too strongly in historical fiction. I was really happy that this book had a lot of life to it and energy and humor and positivity, and it was great. The characters themselves were amazing. Each of them was so well developed. I was actually shocked because there's a large cast of characters. Well, not really that large, like 5, a couple side characters. And I was shocked that by the end of the book, I felt like I knew each character so well, and I think that's a huge accomplishment for any author. Like the summary said, Evangeline, Seth, and Zach are all orphans, and they met on the orphan train, and the backstory of how they met is like really tragic, and it brought tears to my eyes. But anytime I think that there are orphans involved in a story, I'm pretty much like sold onto that story. I care about the kids. I care about how they grow up. I'm very emotional that way. Is anyone else? Orphans and sadness really like way to grip my heart as a reader. As a kid, I really liked like the Boxcar Children and A Little Princess and The Secret Garden, which are all stories about orphans. So maybe that's why I just have this attachment to them. Oh, and Anne of Green Gables, obviously. Why did I not say that one first? Anyways, I really liked reading about these kids growing up and just, you know, getting independence and being independent, self-sustaining people and just having a bond with each other that transcends just like your blood, because they're not blood relatives, but they're very close because of the experiences they've shared together and the life that they've shared together. And that really tugged on my heartstrings, y'all. And now on to the part that you've all been waiting for, which is the romantic part of this book. Oh my goodness. It was so sweet and full of so many feels. I love that Logan had a lot of issues to him, trust issues in particular, and kind of having a sort of dark past. You know, I really like it when characters have that because they have something to wrestle with and struggle with throughout the novel, and it provides great character development. So Logan as a character was just great. I loved that he had those issues to work through and overcome, and I loved that Evangeline and her presence kind of helped him work through those issues, and I liked that they really grew not just as a couple, but they grew individually over the course of the novel. Piper, get off the side table! Piper! No. Good girl. And then you had Evangeline, who is kind of the polar opposite, who also has this dark past, but she hasn't let it define her. And I liked that she was different. I liked that she had kind of that Belle aspect to where the town really didn't get her. They didn't understand her. She was off in her own class. You know, they had all these kinds of rumors about her and whatever, but she just continued to just be herself and be the person that she wanted to be. And I thought that was like really inspiring and motivating. Through it all, she is always like being able to quote scripture or pray or have a positive outlook on life. And I felt like the combination of those two traits in the characters really worked very well, and the romance was so adorable. No spoilers, of course, but the conclusion of this book was fantastic. By the way, Piper's just playing with a squeaky toy, so that's... If you can hear that, that's just Piper, but the conclusion to this story was so well done. I thought that the ending actually had a lot of action in it, and it was very climactic and like exciting to read. A real page turner, or rather finger swiper, since I read it on my phone. Overall, I would give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It was great. I loved it. It made me laugh out loud. It made me tear up at parts, and I really enjoyed it. So, you know, if you're into historical fiction, if you're into romance, if you're just into books at all, you should check out this book. I've already purchased more of Karen Witemeyer's books because I just think they're great and I want to read more. So, you know, if you want to join me on that journey, we can have a little bit of a read-along there, or a read-a-thon, as it were. Let me know in the comments if you've read this book, what your thoughts were on it. I would love to discuss it with you in the comment section below. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. I try to post bookish, writing-related videos as often as I can, pretty much twice a week, usually. You can find me on Instagram at Jenna Van Mourik, where I post daily pictures of books, bookstagrammy kinds of things, and just little snippets of my life here and there, so definitely go and check that out. You can also find me on my blog at www.jennavanmourik.com, where I post book reviews, and in fact, I have a written review of this book over there now, so if you're interested in hearing more of the nitty-gritty details of this book, definitely go and click on that link in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe to that by just entering your email address. I'm Jenna Van Mourik, an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Bye!